Whoa! Who started Go Ahead?
Are you serious? Go Ahead is from Barstool. It's a Boston thing. They go ahead.
What? Is
Yeah,
it?
go ahead.
It started, by the way, just letting you guys know.
But I didn't say, like, that's not
Yeah,
where I got
you do.
it.
You take
That's
that
not
and you
where
go,
I got it, though.
Go ahead.
No, I say, go ahead. That's what I say.
You don't even say that. What's
Yes,
that?
I do.
What is that?
You don't
I
say
say
it like
go
that.
ahead.
You say,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. That's how you say it.
That's how you say it.
Go
But
ahead.
I did not steal it from Barstool.
Where do you think it's from?
Okay, you honestly want to know where I got it? Because I didn't just make it up.
I would love for you to say
So
it.
Lil Dicky in his song, Pillow Talking, where it's like, when the girl's like, I can't remember what she asked, but he's like, go ahead. And he's like, you, me, a chicken in a circus. And he's like, huh? That part of the Lil Dicky song. That's where I got it. Because he said, go ahead. So I started saying, go ahead. And then it started boom, boom, boom. And then we were in Colorado with Colt and Trinity. I started talking. And then Trinity made it on top of the mountain. And I was like, go ahead. And I didn't realize that I did it there. And I was like, man, I'm doing this a lot. And I started doing it at work. Everyone at work says it now. And everyone knows it's me.
City talk. City talk.
Okay.
But apparently it's a Barstool thing, and I did not know this. Do you know it's a Barstool thing?
The only time I've ever heard it is YouTube.
I go,
It's a Barstool
it
thing?
Could be. Okay, it could be the combining of the two words that we both say. It's just we both say it differently. So I say go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
say go ahead.
I say go ahead.
He says, go ahead. I don't know if you got it from Galley. It's probably inspiration.
It's probably like
it's probably
a little bit of
planted
the
background.
planted the
type
seeds.
thing.
Okay.
That's a good picture, you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
It's
Hi,
not
everybody.
your best pick. I'll say that.
It's not my best pick. No, but it's Trinity. It is really good.
You kind of look like your brother a little bit, though.
Well, we are
It's not your
half
best.
of the same.
I've
age.
never
What
looked
the
at you and
frick?
said you look like your brother, though. Like you kind of look like him a little bit.
We-
I
if
look
we
like
had
my
video,
jaws go in the back
you
of my
go like-
head. Yeah, how y'all doing it?
Hey, when do we start this?
We already started.
We
Hi,
actually
everybody.
did?
Yeah, I clicked it while you guys are arguing. It's going to be a good intro, I think.
Oh, okay.
This is number 17. This is going to be a quick one because 4th of July is coming up. So,
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Farquhar's back.
Farquhar is
I am back.
Happy birthday.
But he didn't bring his
Alive.
camera, so
Didn't
that's
bring his
fine.
I came straight from work because these fools wanted to go quick, and here I am.
And you still didn't really get here on time.
No, he said, I'll be there at 4. We're started at 5:06.
It's 5:06.
But we did talk for a good hour and 6 minutes.
There's something
Definitely
called
not that.
Farquhar
no.
time.
Definitely didn't talk for an hour and 6 minutes.
What is Farquhar time?
Farquhar time is when
About an hour after whatever you say. you're gonna
yeah.
be
So
there.
you'll say something like, or it doesn't have to be just Farquhar.
Why are you
anymore.
trying
It's
not to
just-
laugh?
It's
Why are you
universal.
holding that laugh right now?
not true.
It's any time that's like, all right, we'll meet up at 4:00. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll be there. And then Farquhar's like, hey, I'll be there, in 20 minutes.
He
and it's
texts
already
us,
4:20.
I'm about to leave my house at 4:30, between 4:30 and 4:45, and then he shows up probably, honestly, it's more than an hour, probably closer to 5:15.
An hour?
Yeah.
It's just Farquhar time. He's like, yeah, I was doing blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, that's cool.
And when I'm on my way, means that he's just getting out of the shower.
Oh, yeah,
That's
he's
what that
nowhere
means,
near on
100%.
his way.
Don't.
Bro, there's been more times where you're like, yeah, I'm about to leave, and you call me, and you are like still drying your hair.
That was like one time
That's
last
been
month.
multiple. What are you talking
Like
about?
one time last month.
It was like last month even where you were going to go over to my place and you're going to be there at like 11 and you were like, yeah, I'm leaving at like 10:30, whatever, I'll meet up with you, I'll be there at
I
11.
don't
For your
remember
own
even
birthday.
being here.
It was about 12:30 or 1.
It was my birthday. I had dinner with my family.
Not this last one.
No, this
before
last one,
that.
remember he said, let's meet up at your house at 9, and you were like,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
he did say that
whatever.
too.
He
I
shows
did.
up at
I did preface.
9:45.
I did preface that I was like, hey, I don't know if it's gonna be right at 9 because
You
I'm
were
with
the
my
one that
family.
said 9.
Everyone
I
knows
said, do you
that
want to shoot for 9?
You are not
Oh.
good with managing
I
time.
am
like we-
great with managing time. I
No,
will be
you're
there
not.
I
on the
don't think you
dot.
are. No, never
15
seen you
minutes
there on a
early.
dot. Nope, never.
Well,
You were going to work with me
I
in
don't
the
think I've
morning,
ever seen you on the dot either.
and you were going to be there at 8
what working?
when we were working the truck.
Dude.
Oh,
And you're like, hey.
I still got there though, right?
You did get there, yeah. But
it wasn't.
an
It wasn't an hour and a half.
You got there an
About
hour and a half
I did
later.
not.
later,
No,
It was
Yeah,
8:30, and you got
It
there
was
at-
45 minutes.
It was 8:30. You got there after service started at 9:30, in between the lull where we had nothing going on. We had
Oh, yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, Farquhar time. It's a new thing.
So why have you guys ever told me a time earlier than needed?
No, we should start doing
we
it though. I don't know
should.
if you would even matter because you still would be
Because he
well
would then,
past that.
he'd then like be
I'd
like,
have
okay,
the
I really
idea.
don't have to be there till 5,
Yeah,
so I'm not gonna start
exactly.
getting ready till 4:59, and then it'll be fine.
And then we'll grab some food.
And then we'll grab some food.
And that's his thing. He'll be like, "Hey, I can pick up some food" until I cover that he's
Yeah,
already
for
late.
sure.
That has been a
Even though it's been
recent
30
thing.
minutes later already, it's like, no, we got stuff to do.
And
Well,
then Farquhar's drunk today as well, so that's another
Dang.
I'm
thing.
not drunk. I am tipsy. We had happy hour and there were free drinks. So I had a couple of fashions, and they were
Oh, you stole that from me.
strong.
You actually do those.
How, so
you just
how
call
do
them
I
fashions
still?
too. Why'd you call them fashions?
I said old
Did
fashioned.
you say old fashioned or you say fashion?
think he said old.
How
I
did
hope
I
he did.
steal old fashioned from you? Like
Well, you didn't steal
because
it.
you gave me the
You got that
idea.
from
drank
New
that.
Girl. Old fashioned. That's the only time I've really ever been.
I didn't know that was even in New Girl.
Yeah,
Because they talk
it
about
is.
it constantly. That's
They
his
do.
favorite
They
drink.
say make it old fashioned. Make it old
Wait, who's
fashioned.
your favorite drink?
Nick's.
Nick's.
Really?
Nick Miller.
For sure, dude.
It's been so long since I've seen that.
That's a good
I
show.
loved it. I loved the first.
So, but
3
how
seasons.
does
I haven't
one
seen it
steal a
since.
drink? Hey, do you
We
remember
tried it
on
the first time at First Shop.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, so I tried
It's
it.
not stealing a
Okay,
drink.
okay. So, but that's what you said.
It's just
That's
another
whatever.
thing that.
Gal, you were really afraid that he's gonna steal your stuff today.
Yeah, you are.
That's the second thing.
Yeah,
you brought
I mean,
up.
when he's drunk, he's a little steely. You know,
What?
he gets a
I
little.
am not.
Get a little
I'm
steely.
a good.
Steely.
I'm a good person to drink with.
I agree. You're fine.
Yeah.
So you talk about it being 4:50. You showed up at what time did you start drinking today?
3:30.
What is today? What is today?
Today's Wednesday.
Yep. That's all I want to say real quick.
3:30 on a Wednesday. That sounds like a problem.
It's happy hour. It's happy hour.
That sounds like a problem.
The drinks are free.
Maybe
you
a
going?
Friday, but a Wednesday.
Yeah, it is kind of chilly in here.
That feels great.
So we probably don't. I had some ideas what we're gonna talk about. We're probably not gonna talk about that stuff today. So Farquhar recently watched Spider-Man, and so we should probably talk about Spider-Man and see what's up.
Go ahead. Yeah, Farquhar here. I will talk about Spider-Man, give a little non-spoiler review. Spider-Man Far From Home was my favorite Spider-Man movie. And I know I'm 2 days out. I saw it 2 days ago. Saw it again last night. Spider-Man's by far my favorite superhero, and these two know it. Gally loves Spider-Man too. He dogged Spider-Man last week. It really made me mad because I wasn't there, but I listened to it. And it was my favorite Spider-Man movie by far. I think it hit the characters spot on from the ones that they really focused on. What I told these two is that there are two things that it was very entertaining. And entertaining movies will usually take away from some other stuff. So I think that kind of forced some weakness. Entertaining. So if you make something entertaining, it takes away from character development. It takes away from sometimes a story. You know what I mean?
Is character development not entertaining for you to watch?
Well, I mean, a lot of character development is seeing a slow conversation between two people.
I feel
you know
like
what I
you're
mean?
mixing the word entertaining with fun because a movie that's good is entertaining. That's the whole point of the movie.
Okay.
So, explain to me what you're meaning by entertaining.
I mean, entertaining,
it's it's got a lot of fun.
When I
things
say
to watch.
entertaining, okay, I could say fun too. I think when you're watching it, you're constantly just in it. You know what I mean? You're constantly interested. I was, and you're surprised quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. And for me going in, they did a good job. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but they didn't make the commercials a huge thing. They just, they're kind of oh, here's Spider-Man Far From Home's coming. It wasn't as hyped from what I saw in their marketing scheme. And then when you come in, you kind of you don't have a low expectation, but you don't expect a lot. Like you would for Endgame or this and that. And so I think coming in, you're kind of I don't know what to expect. And then, boom, it just hits you. It's good. I love the villain in it, the villains in it. And I love this Spider-Man. And the action scenes are phenomenal. And it's back to the villains. It's a freaking... I love the villains
Would
a
you
lot.
want to play Spider-Man if you could play any superhero in a movie?
I think so.
That's a good question.
That
Not
is a
who would
good
you want
question.
to be in real life, but who would you want to play in a movie?
Who would you want to play in a movie? I
Would
think
you want
I'd
to be him in real life too?
In real life, I'd want that superpower just because, he gets a
out
little
of
bit
all
of
the
everything.
superpowers that you see in Marvel,
Yeah.
you would pick that.
You would still pick
You pick
Spider-Man.
I don't know. Well, I mean, what? That's tough, man. Because as far I grew up with that, so it's hard to get away
Doctor
from.
Strange,
You know what I mean?
Easily.
Yeah.
What does he actually do though?
Yeah.
He's like magic. What can he not do? That's the
Well, I feel
question.
why didn't he just open a portal under Thanos' feet and cut his head off?
And send him straight into space, just let him die in the
He
vacuum.
could do anything because they
He
opened
could've.
up with that. Wong did it and he cut the dude's arm off.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just do that to Thanos?
So why is Doctor Strange being a freaking poo nanny and not
Yeah.
getting stuff done?
I don't know.
Basically,
Well,
the
one
question.
time Doctor Strange really came in contact with Thanos was in Infinity War. Second one, if you remember, he was caught up with the flood because it flooded behind him with the river, with the Hudson River for New York. Is that the Hudson River? If it's upstate New York, I assume.
Oh, upstate?
I don't know. Yeah, it's upstate, so it'd still be the Hudson. I don't know.
I don't know where the
But that
Hudson
river
starts.
behind the battle, it gets so he comes in the first part, but he has to retreat, and then the whole time he's stuck blocking that river off. So he's kind of taken out of the battle, if you would say, kind of dealing with that river. You know what I'm
So
talking about?
why didn't they go back right before Thanos snapped again?
What are you talking about?
Because and get the gauntlet back. Why'd they have to go all the way back to all these?
I think they
different
thought it
times?
was too risky to get those because they already lost to him. So why would they
Well, because they
end up winning?
almost didn't lose though. And they'd go back with like a whole double the arm. They double themselves because like all the original people that were fighting Thanos would have still been fighting, but they would have had twice as many because they would have been fighting.
Yeah, I think they were freaked out by him. I mean, honestly, if you get your butt kicked like that when you're not used to getting your butt kicked, it's like, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't.
So with Spider-Man, if someone hasn't seen a Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 3,
like the first series,
yeah, like what do I not watch? This one?
I honestly think all you need to see is Endgame. You're fine.
Oh, I've already seen that. So I know Spider-Man then.
Did you see Spider-Man Homecoming?
No. I haven't seen one since Spider-Man 3.
I
saw parts of the Jamie Foxx one, and that was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Don't pay attention to those.
I keep hearing that. I'm like, don't pay attention to the first trilogy of them, and then don't pay attention to the new trilogy, and then just pay attention to these newest ones.
Well, I'm saying don't. When I say don't pay attention, I think when people say don't pay attention, it's like don't bring that in the storyline.
Are those canon?
No. This is now canon as far as like cinematic.
What is canon in the Spider-Man universe?
They keep changing.
There is no canon.
I think as soon as you get a new Spider-Man, you get a new.
It's like Hulk, and it gets annoying because like which one's Hulk? Which one? I think the Eric Bana. Nope, that's not.
Spider-Man's very interesting because there's a lot of ways, and after you see this movie, there's a few things that happen. And you're just like, I don't know where they're gonna take this, and I don't know what they're gonna do with this. It also opens it up with like outside of just Spider-Man, like within Avengers. So like you don't know what's gonna happen with Avengers or this and that. Yeah, and also the Spider-Verse. You could bring. You know what's crazy? You could bring the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse and just say it's a multiverse to where it has more dimensions. On the side of that, right? Have you ever thought about this? Because you know how they bring.
You gotta give it to Marvel for starting that timeline talk though, because I feel like Spider-Man's doing.
Did they do it just to like cover up all the other sides though?
That's such a good idea. Though.
Or did the X-Men? Did they do it first? Which is still Marvel, but because they completely went back and like redid everything because they're like
X-Men is
X-Men. They didn't have multiverse though. They went back and that was the new timeline. There's nothing that broke off. But whenever they went back and they did it because I don't know if it's because I'm still kind of digging into it, but that's into a different parallel universe. It's not their universe because as soon as something's like written, almost it's like it's written.
Here's a question: do you, Gally? This is for both of you because I know you probably like superheroes more. But so for me, I've never been a huge fan of superheroes because I felt like it was so limited in the universe in the sense that only these super individuals were the only ones that had anything to do with the universe. Gally, I feel like you're with me in the sense that you like universes that have grand, like anybody could do anything in the sense that like when you think about like fantasy or sci-fi or like Star Wars or things like that.
Star Wars does a good job of that.
You feel like these characters can be big in this universe, but when you have the universes of superheroes, it's these individuals that are like awesome and amazing. What do you think, and why for you individually, Farquhar, are superheroes more appealing to you than these other things? And Gally, why do you think that the other ones are more appealing to you? Because I've always thought, for me, I like these big, like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. I like those things where I don't want to say put myself into it, but anybody can do anything in this grand universe. But I don't want to put myself as a superhero, which is the exact same thing. I just don't imagine myself in a superhero universe as a superhero. I don't know why. I just want to see what you guys think. Does that make sense? Does that question make sense to you?
I think so.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to answer like right off the bat.
It's a weird question though because you got like you love superheroes and you are very knowledgeable about it. Like you understand it because you study it. Me and Gally, we like the other stuff and we study that. So what's the difference to us? Why do I like that and you like this?
I don't know. I mean, I've always been very attracted to. I mean, growing up, I studied quarterbacks quite a bit, and I always saw a quarterback as like the heroic person to kind of come through. And so I think superheroes usually can have that, always have that characteristic that they're the ones that it's all dependent on them. You know what I mean? Like it's not. And it gets kind of tricky with teams because, of course, there's like the Avengers too, but you see them like kind of struggle working with teams at first. You know what I mean? So I think like I don't know, maybe just because me as like a quarterback growing up is me always taking responsibility, feeling like it was on me to do something or to win. Not necessarily I'm the one that won in the end, but like it's my duty to get my team together. It's my duty to like make sure it happens. And I feel like that's kind of like where superheroes come through. And I mean, this is kind of like my head. This could be the same for you guys, but like that's might be why I relate to it is because I see like the idea of a hero like attracts me a lot. and just someone that's different. And yeah, I guess you could say that. I would say like some of the closest things we have to like a hero version is whenever someone comes through in a sporting event, in my world at least, because I grew up with sports, and so if someone comes through and I don't know what the USA like soccer, what's her name, Morgan, is it Alex Morgan? Mm-hmm. Whenever she did like the teacup thing, I don't know if she like scored or was she the hero? Do you know what happened?
Yeah, she scored she had him go up 2-1.
Okay, so like something like that.
I've seen pictures where she's doing something by her hand.
Yeah, she's like mimicking like the commercial with like
smoking.
I thought she was smoking.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, she likes to get high.
A lifting commercial with like that frog puppet thing.
Yeah,
whatever his name
Kermit.
Is. Yeah,
Kermit does the little thing.
It was
but they had but she goes and scores and like does that, which I mean, not necessarily like the action of her doing the thing, but like her coming through and like being the hero, like that attracts me a lot. Like I get pumped up for that. Like when my little brother or I know his girlfriend Carson, which we're close with, obviously, like scored a winning goal. Like that pumps me up and gets me going. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of stuff that like attracts me to the story. You know what I mean? Someone coming through, knowing that they had the responsibility, feeling like they had the responsibility to come through and did it in the end. So that's kind of my thought. I mean, y'all could still think the same thing, but
you relate that to.
That's kind of like my background, I guess you could say.
You feel like you get that out of watching a story of a superhero or reading or listening to a story of a superhero more than you do like the story of Aragorn's becoming king in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and it's like, and then just this warrior aspect of like I love being someone that people can rely on. I've seen that in my dad, to where I feel like my mom's entire family has been like reliant on my dad, and he's come through like every time. You know what I mean? And I see that aspect as like a dad, but also love like the fact like someone just stepping up and being like, oh my gosh, like I can like a war. You know what I mean? Just a war. I know you like the whole aspect
that's my
of
word
that.
Right there.
But yeah, it is your word. But like a warrior just like stepping up and like being the best they can be in what they do, whether it's like a soldier or like a dad, like my dad, or playing football or being Spider-Man, whatever it is. That's kind of why it attracts me.
Gally, what are your thoughts? You quiet over there. I know you're sleepy because we're not going to be doing
this.
We only
got no, I mean, I don't know. They differ for sure with like, I never really grew up liking like superheroes. All that. I like Batman because he didn't really have any like powers, and I guess it was more of the literal sense of like I just didn't really like because when you're a kid you analyze things by how they look, you know. So like a blue lightsaber looked so cool against a red one, and like things like that, like little things like that were important. And then like seeing like this dude in like a costume with like a Spider-Man outfit and he had webs, like I just didn't like it. Like, and I didn't like the act. It was like I went from like a physical and literal standpoint of it. I didn't really like do too much like in depth like thinking on it. Like this is a representative of that. But I did that same thing with like other things like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, like we're talking about, or like when I played Halo, like when I was growing up, like that was another thing because you're like this, like you were in a sense like a superhero.
Yeah, because
Halo's
it wasn't one of those things that we were literally just having like an hour-long conversation about it. But in the Halo world, what is it? Master Chief is like Superman. You know what I mean? Like he's the baddest.
But he comes out of like just he was a person, just like a regular thing, and like that happens in superhero movies too. But it's just always felt different for me. And like the story of, Star Wars, which was also like really heavily influenced. Like Luke had all these like things that he was born with. Yeah, but
look at Han Solo.
He had to Han Solo. That's another perfect one. Yeah, it's just like people that step up at different times.
Yeah.
And they make what they need to do. They make it happen at that time. And I think that, something like Lord of the Rings and things, Aragorn, how he stepped up and how he was able to take it captured me in a lot different ways, I think, than superheroes did. And maybe because I didn't grow up with like superheroes like in a great time too, in a way. Like so you only had a few superhero things. Now, it wasn't like now. Like if I grew up now, it would probably be heavily different on like my influence. I'd be influenced by like a very well done, like thought out superhero thing. And I didn't like read comics or anything like that, so I wasn't getting that other side of things. And obviously, like I wasn't a quarterback or anything. And quarterbacks, you guys have different thoughts. You guys have like quarterback is a different type of person.
It starts to really change when they get hit in the head 5 times and get 5
For sure.
concussions.
Like you guys get too much credit when you win and too much credit when you lose.
But that's that. Yeah.
Like you get too much of it's your fault when you lose, and too much credit when you win.
And every quarterback,
that's interesting.
every quarterback.
But it's
knows
interesting because it's one of the only sports that it's like that. Because of basketball, it's all. I mean, if you had to pick one, it's a point guard who distributes and runs the offense. Hockey, it could be a center or a right wing that helps move the offense as well, or a goalie. Soccer, you have midfielders and defenders and goalies as well. So it's the only sport where you have that much capability and that much responsibility on one person that I could think of. I mean, baseball, you'd have a pitcher, which is very important, but you have many pitchers.
Other than
one
individual
pitcher.
Like sports, like combat sports. I mean, they're gonna
right. Yeah, combat sports.
But
would be
even
obviously
them,
but
they tend to. I feel like after it's all said and done, it's never. Nobody's gonna yell at them. You lost as much as they would to a quarterback.
right.
So I'm agreeing.
And
with
nobody
you.
would cheer nice, great for winning. Because when I because I grew up loving, all sports, and we obviously had hockey and stuff like that too. But having professional sports was a big sign. That was like superheroes, I guess. Because down here it's more college based, and there's not as many professional teams. You kind of have to go out of your way to find a professional team that you like. So from growing up there, every Minnesota sports team, the players on that were my superheroes. Like Kevin Garnett was a superhero, Adrian Peterson superhero. All these big guys.
He was a superhero down here.
Joe
too.
Mauer superhero. Yeah, he was.
But
actually.
he was because of college.
But so all these individual players and stuff, those were the heroes at that time. So then I would look to other things like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, things like that, to not have a superhero. I didn't look at Aragorn as a superhero. I looked at something I want to be like that though.
Yeah.
I want to rise like that.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
it was just a different way. I mean, it just depends on how you grow up too, and what you're interested in and stuff like that too. But
It's funny how we lift up these people to statuses of superheroes. Both of you said, these sports guys that you look at, Farquhar, you said one of them comes through and it's shoot, that's a superhero.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, he's just a person. But it's crazy how we exalt them because of what they're doing.
I mean, in every time period, you're all we all know this, but
yeah,
it's different. It's kind of cool to see different people because people are gonna be exalted in different time periods in different ways. I feel like we're definitely in an era to where entertainment is the thing that exalts people and puts people on top.
Even before. Because athletes, you could say it's performance, but I mean, even look at actors. They get exalted
it's entertainment.
way even before some good guy that's good at football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, he's a superhero, especially this year. We didn't really talk on that.
No,
that was very cool.
But he's overcome some stuff too.
So what would be
that's a great story of that.
But that's an example of soldiers were exalted in many different time periods. And what else? Do you think there's anything else besides people
you look at people in the Rome, but that's you could compare that directly to today in the sense that we exalt our athletes and that's exactly what
I think athletes something else though because athletes it's a physical thing and back in the day
professional athlete I guess you should say then
yeah so when people are exalted I feel there's a aspect to where they stick their chest out and they have this sense of pride. Can you do that with? I know it's a different way, but after doing something physical you just score a touchdown and spike the ball and you just flex your chest, you know what I mean? I feel you could do that as a soldier, you would, back in the day, kill someone and you just feel it. Do you think you feel that as an actor at all? You know what I mean? I know it's kind of random.
I don't think you would because I think in athletics and what you're saying, you could say old combat is it's directly domination of somebody else
and it's real.
And I think there's that testosterone boost that hits you that you're you get that drive. You guys know what it's like to win at something. Actors, what are they really winning at?
Well, I think actors would be more of a slow burn. As they just start getting these maybe if you're reading and all of a sudden boom your movie becomes a hit or something. You're let's go.
And
I don't know, but it's definitely it's not the
you're
same.
Stick your chest out more. But it's not the same.
It's not the exact same.
If some dude walked in right now and was we fought him, I don't know, that's a bad example, but if you just fought somebody and beat him, you feel differently. You feel
there's something different about physical prowess, dominating something, or even intellectually dominating something, but you doing it at that time.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it can be anything. It can be when we play a board game, that turns from a board game to not. It's not really a board game. It's it's my mind versus your mind, and we get pissed.
Who wants to see?
We get pissed
in this moment. Who's going to be the superior human being?
So maybe anything that has
anything competitive, honestly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say anything that shows victory.
And that might be different per person, though. You know, that could easily be different per person.
And it comes in seasons, too. I noticed that in certain seasons, I'm much more driven to just destroy everybody. Like, I would say, like, 3 months ago, I was ready to fight and just do anything. I just wanted to play people at things and do things just so I could say I beat them.
Was that basketball whenever you want to play basketball a lot?
Yeah. And I went home and I was like, I won all my games. Like, I don't
contribute
You tell Trinity
that?
Oh, for sure.
That's awesome.
I don't contribute that much,
happy.
but I'm still like, yeah, we won all our games.
That makes you so
How many
happy.
points you score? Like 4, but we won all our games. Out of all 4 games, yeah, so we still won. So it's
Damn, you don't play basketball right now.
It's an interesting thing. Bro, I need to get new shoes, dude. The reason I don't play nearly... there for a little bit, I was playing a while, but every time, bro, I still got scars on my feet for having these giant blisters that would last for like a month, dude.
Jeez.
I don't get blisters too much anymore.
Dude,
that first week, all of us had blisters, and then we go through the stage the past few summers where we kind of jump on basketball like real hard once it's the summertime and stick to it for a good while. We've kind of been slacking though this past few weeks.
It's hot too.
Yeah, it's true. Plus
we gotta use your pool.
I don't know. You don't really get consumed by your job. I feel like you kind of did.
I did when I was working at the church.
Well, I'm talking about like with what you do now, what we've done this summer.
I get consumed? What do you mean?
Like just overworked.
Oh yeah. Well, not really. Not too much.
How many hours of work did you?
I was doing part-time, so it wasn't a lot.
Oh, never mind. Dang.
Well, the landscaping would get a lot, but like...
Yeah.
I
hear you. I think what's harder nowadays is like, because you have to, like, because after work, you don't have, like, it's not open free time. Like I don't just have, like, 6 hours of just, like...
You got to enroll for class.
Or it's me and Miranda. Like, we're just, like, I can't just not hang out with her, you know, for a whole night.
I don't know how I would have done it, to be honest. The girlfriend. Now, I mean, I would have, but you know what I mean. Like it'd be tough. Like it'd be some more.
Let's get real for a second. Like because of the way that she was during y'all's season, I felt like you had much more free time because of how she was acting.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's like you wanted to do stuff with her, but it's like, hey y'all, so and so doesn't want to hang out tonight. Can I hang out with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so it was.
I mean, like if it was a commitment. I'm not even talking about my specific thing, but I'm saying if I had a girlfriend that was like committed to it, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then it would have been tough to like work 55 hours a week and have class and this and that. So that's what my point was.
All right, guys, we're about at 30 minutes. You guys want to be done?
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. This was a short one, super quick.
Chill, whatever.
Let us know if you like it short. Just let us know. We're probably not going to do it, but just let us know if you like it.
That's what she said.
Like, subscribe. Go check us out on Instagram. Yeah, that's right. Instagram, iTunes, Spotify. All that good stuff is up and going. So appreciate you. Love you.
Happy 4th. See you guys.
Bye.